Hey, it's Eric Osnes here with Homebridge Financial Home Mortgage with my weekly update on mortgage rates and the economy for the week ending June 24th, 2022. Well, guess what? Rates dropped this week. Finally, we had a good week. Not saying this is necessarily a turning point, but we'll take what we can get. Rates dropped on Senate testimony by Fed Chairman Jerome Powell that a soft landing was, quote, very challenging to accomplish, and that a recession is, quote, certainly a possibility. This is something I've been saying for months, but the markets were reassured, I guess, hearing it from Powell. We still expect the Fed to hike rates again in July, probably 0.75%. But don't worry, that expectation is already cooked into today's rates. So we would not expect that hike to drive rates further. In fact, we could see a little bit of what we would call a relief rally that sometimes we'll see, and the rates actually go down when the Fed hikes. In other news, purchase activity in the Northwest has definitely cooled. Here are the latest stats from the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. New listings, 3,595. That's a big number. First time we've been over 3,000 in quite a while. Homes back on the market, 369. List price reduced, 2,232. Listings pending, 2,525. Listings sold, 2,260, and listings canceled, 483. Seeing a few of those as well around as well. It's nice to see more listings on the market. I mentioned it's been quite a while since we've seen that happen. The number of price reductions is not necessarily an indication of a bubble. This is more like sellers realizing the impact of higher rates, what that's having on our local housing market. The cooling of this market definitely has those sellers scratching their heads, wondering where the buyers are. In my mind, this creates a good opportunity to be making offers as there is less competition, for sure. And remember, rates are cyclical, but house prices are not necessarily cyclical. In fact, even during recessions, only one time in the last 70 years have we seen house prices fall. That was the 2008, recession, and that was for completely different reasons. So here is the national average of mortgage rates for the week. 30-year fixed rate conventionals under 6%. Thank you very much. 5.85%. 15-year fixed rates 5.25%. FHA and VA 30-year fixed rates 5.25%. Jumbo 30-year fixed rates 5%. 5/1 ARMs averaging 5.34%. In other news, and this is some great news that we got this week, ADU income can now help you qualify to buy or refinance a home. ADUs meaning accessory dwelling units, in a move to help with home affordability, which is a big talking point, right now in Congress. Freddie Mac, and only Freddie Mac, not Fannie Mae, is now allowing rental income to be used on accessory dwelling units for qualifying. That can be supplemental income. It can be as much as 30% of the borrower's qualifying income can come from rent income from an ADU. So a couple definitions here. What is an ADU? This is not a simple answer. An ADU must have the following characteristics. It's got to have a bathroom, a kitchen, a separate entrance to it. For instance, if it's a basement, you've got to have a separate doorway, like a lower level basement entrance to get into it. It must be independent of the primary dwelling, so it cannot be easily accessed from the primary dwelling, meaning lockable door or access boarded off, something like that. It must be subordinate in living area to the primary, but it has to be at least about 400 square feet. And it must contribute less to the value of the primary dwelling, or less of the value than the primary dwelling. ADUs can be attached to the primary or detached. They can also be a 1, a 2, or a 3-unit property, single family home, duplex, or triplex with an ADU. And there are some limitations on the types of property. The primary can be stick built with an ADU that's also stick built. The primary dwelling can be stick built and the ADU manufactured. This is a first as well. The primary dwelling can be manufactured and the ADU stick built. But the only thing that can't happen is the ADU and the primary cannot both be manufactured homes. There are, of course, additional restrictions and nuances and things like that. So be sure to check in with me. But man, this can really make a difference if you've got an ADU that can generate $1,200, $1,500 income. Just think of how much more home a person can qualify using that additional income. I'm here to answer questions, help solve those story problems, run the numbers. Just reach out and give me a call or email eric@ericismybanker.com, or you can call me 206-915-3742. Be sure and listen to our weekly radio show on AM 1590, Saturdays at 2 and Sundays at 3. Check it anytime on podcasts as well. Open House with Team Reba. Search it on any of the sites and you'll be able to find us. Hope this information is helpful. I'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.